What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk more about Zion Williamson. Now, there's a clip going around with Brandon Ingram, and I can't definitively say that it's a shot at Zion Williamson, but based off of language that CJ McCollum used his post-game interview after the play-in game about diet, nutrition, taking everything off the floor serious. And he went on to say that their profession is performance based and you have to take care of your body. So Brandon Ingram made some interesting comments about being out 2 months and the highlight of his season being able to join his teammates, for that final stretch of the year. And so some people are speculating that that may have been a shot at Zion. I mean, this could really be how Brandon Ingram feels. But based off what CJ McCollum said and what, Ingram's body language and choice of words, there could be something there. I'm not in his head, but this is interesting. And I'm going to let y'all hear that. And also Rudy Gay offered Zion some sound advice of how to have longevity in the NBA. Check it out.
Can make our team better.
And I know it's fresh and maybe you haven't had time to think about it, but do you have a particular thing you would say is the highlight for you this season?
Highlight for me, I guess for me is probably stepping back on the floor after being out for 2 months. Just having a chance to be with my teammates again, having that feeling of what it feels like to be on the floor and playing the game that I love. Of course, I didn't feel like I came back on the court 100%, but I was with my teammates, and that's my happy place. So I think that was the highlight of my season.
If you Zion, what do you do this summer? And I'll tell you what I think he should do. End of the day, you haven't played a whole season healthy.
Okay.
And from the look of things, when you see a basketball player, when you see a football player. And young fella, if you listen out there, there's no longevity in being overweight in basketball. And especially for the type of game that you have, if you want to last, look, I've had surgeries and everything. I've also played 17 years. If anything, longevity is something I know about. I might not know some of the things he knows how to do that are natural, but I do know what you need to do to be available. And
right.
Your best ability has to be availability. These are pivotal years in the young fella's career. So the first thing you need to do is be in that gym, practice a good health, good diet, work on your body this summer, and come back and try to dominate. I think we all know if we have a healthy Zion,
he's hard to stop.
Possibly. He could possibly be unstoppable.
Right.
But we got to see a whole season, bro.
If you're a big enough player, do you think you can play in the first round series?
If I feel like Zion, I'll be out there.
Is it kind of shocking that it's taken this long? Is that kind of shocked you a little bit?
I wouldn't say shocking. I would just say just the team and myself just being extra cautious so it doesn't happen again.
What do you feel like you can do on the court right now?
I pretty much do everything, but it's just a matter of the level that I was playing at before my hamstring, and I'm just a competitor. I don't want to go out there and be in my own head and affect the team when I can just be on the sideline supporting them more. Because as I know myself, if I was to go out there, I would be in my head. Like I would hesitate on certain moves, and that could affect the game.
So, after hearing all that again, I could see why people think Brandon Ingram has something to say to Zion, and I'm leaning that way myself. Just Zion saying he'd be hesitant to make moves and he would be inside his own head. Ingram made sure to say that I didn't feel like I was 100% when I went back out there. Had he left that part out, maybe you could say that, that's truly just what he was saying and how he felt. And I ain't saying that ain't how he felt, but I'm saying that was definitely, is shot the right word? It was definitely a reference to what Zion said. I ain't even gonna call it a shot, but it was a reference. And because that old thing NBA players always say, or NFL players, when you get to the playoff portion of the season, nobody's healthy at this point in the season. Nobody's 100%. Like, there's some nicks and bruises, some aches here and there on everybody, because this is not like the start of training camp. This is a full grueling season. and now we coming down the stretch, and only the best of the best is still standing. So it is what it is at that point, man. Zion has to figure out where he's gonna go here, because I feel like, man, as far as what did they say he could miss? He could miss, like, I don't want to get the number wrong. Did they say like 60 million on his contract? The way it's written up, if he's overweight, because you know how they have random drug tests? He's got random weight tests as a professional athlete, and that's crazy. You know, as far as his contract, like think about it, his weight tests are like drug tests for the other athletes, and that determines if he's gonna receive the full amount of his salary or not. I don't want to say, you know, there shouldn't be guaranteed contracts. I want to see brothers get their money. At the same time, though, it has to be, maybe, I don't know, maybe the NBA, there could be a restructure done when you aren't playing the amount of games or nowhere near the amount of games you should play. If it's drastic like this, like the amount of games Zion missed in his NBA career, he's only played in 40% of the games since he's been in the league that he was able to play in. It's a horrible percentage, man. So I really don't know what to say about him at this point. Now, Rudy Gay gave him some great advice, you know, just as a professional. You have to take care of your body, man. And he really echoed what CJ McCollum was saying about being a professional. You have to be a professional. It starts with your temple, your body, the thing that allows you to do the performance. You perform like what you eat. You need your rest, your workout routine, but not only workout. Some people work out really hard, but your recovery, what's that like? A man Zion size needs to be in those tubs, those pools. He needs to rest a whole lot at his size. If he's going to play at that size, he has to make sure he's eating great all the time. I mean, it's to the point with him right now that I wouldn't even eat crazy during holidays. You know, like I had a joke one time with one of my friends when Zion was out, not this season, but last season. And he was supposed to come back after Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Oh nah, he gonna have a setback." And lo and behold, a few days later, they said he had a setback in his recovery, and I didn't even mean it like being serious, but it ended up happening, man. So it's sad to see what has come of him, but the very first time I seen him play, I was like, man, he got to change his body. A lot of people was enamored with the athleticism. And yes, you can get away with that. What high schools play? 20-something games, maybe 30-something games if you play a national schedule. But high 20s, low 20s. Normal high school, you know, low 20s. You know, that's your whole season. So, yeah, he could get away with that, missing a game here or there with injury. But at the professional level, I just never saw how it was going to work. It didn't even work at the Duke level. You know, he busted out of a shoe completely. And other players has busted out of shoes, but didn't Zion? He did that twice. He busted out of a few shoes, and he couldn't play that short season, man, at Duke. So the NBA, I never was overly optimistic that he could. I hate to say it, but it's not like I know everything, but it's just a player that I've seen since he was in high school, since he was in ninth grade. And he's been in and out on the AAU circuit, different places. He's been in and out with these injuries, and I'm looking like, man, that style of play in the NBA season for a 6'6" guy that is never under 275 when I see him. And he's that athletic, and when he lands from his high jumps, it's dead leg, straight leg. You know, he doesn't allow himself to squat and take some of that pressure off of his joints. He lands almost straight leg, you know, with a slight bend instead of, you know, you kind of should land when you're as high as he is. You got to land like almost like you're doing a squat and let some of that shot come off your legs, but he doesn't do that, man. I could talk about this all day, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.